Hi folks, this is one of those old street lamps for roadworks that you used to get in the 70s, and you just really don't see them now. These ones were the old paraffin ones, and they changed them after a while to a battery operated light inside, and they used to flash. But before that, obviously, like this one, this is a Ken light by the looks of it, and they used to hang on building sites or where there was roadworks or stuff like that. And this one's in pretty good condition. There's not too much wrong with it. It's retained its original paint there, as you can see. Most of them were red, and I think they had different coloured ones for the railway as well. Same design, but just a different colour lamp box, so to speak. But I found this at an auction, if I remember rightly. I think I probably paid about £10 for it, something like that. And you can see the paraffin container inside with the wick there, as you can see. And this one looks like it was made in Manchester, as you can see there. So it looks like it has been plated in the past, but it's all there. The wick still operates and goes up and down. So I won't really be doing much to this apart from painting it. I'm just going to basically make this a display piece. So my main concern was that the glass inserts there were correct and not broken at all. So I got lucky with this one. And I think the LCC on the back stood for Lincoln County Council, I think, because I got this from the Lincolnshire area. Made in England, as you can see. I'm just having a look there to remove the wick which pulled out, and that's how you actually filled it up with the fuel. And nice to see that the mechanism was still working, although albeit dirty. But the wick's actually probably the original wick that come with it all them years ago. This is probably 1970s, I would imagine. Maybe early 80s, I'm not sure, but definitely 1960s to 1970s they had this type. So all that will probably need is a bit of a clean-up. The tank is in good condition inside. There's no holes in this, so it will still hold a liquid, although, as I said, it's going to be basically a display piece, not to be used again. They're probably not the safest things in the world, to be honest with you. And these were left basically unattended outside on the roadsides. Right, so let's start taking it apart. I've got to get these glass inserts out, so I wasn't too sure how they came out at this stage of the game, because they did vary on how they attached. But then I noticed that there was a clip inside which just, we had to bend tabs forward, and that would release obviously the outer glass holder. So you need to be careful with this. Obviously, if you start bending them backwards and forwards, they'll snap off. So I would imagine these have never been bent about before, so this is probably the first time that they've been out. Quite awkward to get in there and pull the back tabs off that bent towards the back of the unit. So there they are. I'm just straightening the tabs out now so that they go back in nice and easy. Wasn't too sure how the glass come out, so I probably ended up leaving it in. And you can see them tabs have never been probably moved again before. But as I say, you just got to be very careful that you don't snap them off. I would imagine this one's probably lived in a shed or something, because it's not really deteriorated at all, to be honest with you. The glass does twist, but as you can see, that rim there has probably been folded over to stop that glass from coming out, probably done on a machine or something. And lucky enough, these are glass and not like some of these that are made of plastic, and they did tend to melt. So I've got to try and get this hinge door off now. There will be a long pin that goes straight the way through that long hinge, so just putting a little bit of lubrication on it just to try and help it along its way, so to speak. Just work that lubrication in, and that has loosened it off already, as you can see there. So there is a small hole at the bottom there, so I'm just able to get a very small screwdriver just to get the pin moving. As you can see, it's drifting out nice and easy there, so I got lucky with that, and it happens to be the exact same size as my screwdriver. I was expecting this to be more seized in than what it actually is there, so it was nice for something to go right for a change. And the pin looks in very good condition. So there's all the components stripped down. Now it's time to start refurbishing them. And I'm lucky that they're all in, as I said to you, pretty good condition. And there's no real rust on them whatsoever. Right, so I'm going to deal with these now, and I'm probably going to need to mask up them glass sections. Just give it a quick wipe over first. Very important that I don't damage the glass at all, so make sure they're all covered up with masking tape just to protect the face of them. Then just get a craft knife and run a sharp blade right the way around the edge, just so that the glass is fully masked up for when I retreat the outer rim. Going to need to cover the back as well, because I'm going to put this in the media blaster just to make life easier. So I don't want to leave the glass on show, as the media will frost the glass, and that's not what we're looking for. Now this is a chemical, well, it's not a chemical really, it's an environmentally friendly product which will remove rust. So if there is any rust in this tank, it's ideal for that. It's called MC51. They do other types of things, evaporust. You can put different chemicals in there as well that remove rust, but this is a product that I already had. So we'll leave that in there to soak while I'll get on and media blast these rings on the glass surround. And as you can see, comes off nice and easy, this paint, and this will also take off any rust, surface rust that's there as well. And as you can see, the main body of the lamp looks in very, very good condition, which was very pleasing for me. And you can now see all the writing that's been stamped into the top there with the name of the lantern and also the registration number. Very satisfying to do, and also to watch sandblasting or media blasting. And there we go, nicely clean. So just going to polish this up a little bit now. I am going to paint this. This probably was plated originally, and as you can probably see, that's just taking the plating off. And all I was going to do is just paint that, as well as this little candle or lamp wick holder, just to get the rust off it, and also clean the pin up as well. And I did find a little bit of corrosion on the bottom of this inner unit that held the paraffin, so I will have to attend to that. And I'm going to try these brazing rods out. They're not really brazing rods. They're supposed to be low temp aluminium rods that can basically melt and weld anything. So I have had these for a while. You're supposed to brush them down with the stainless steel brushes you can do there. And these rods are supposed to adhere to any metal, providing that it's clean. And you're supposed to heat up the piece, the work, and then start adding the rod to it. And that's supposed to be the way you get them to create a perfect seal or bond or whatever. But I've never had much success with these, to be honest with you. Not like you see on the adverts. You see the adverts that come up on social media about these things, but I've never really successfully used them. Yeah, you watch the worktop behind. I must have put the lamp on it and it went pop. There we go. Split the worktop behind. You can just see it in the corner there. Look at that, look. The heat. And it did explode and all, it made me jump. So lesson learnt there, don't put an open flame on the laminate worktop. And for once, I think this actually did work. So So yeah, I've used these since then, and it's not worked, these little aluminium rods, but in this case it seems to have worked. So just a few little dents and stuff in this now, so I'm just straightening out the small amount of dents that it has got on it, just to bring it back to its normal shape. Now there is a small dent, if you can see there, but again I can't really get there, so I'm having to push it from the back just to ease that dent out on the dome there. And it did prove too awkward to get to, so I had to resort to using body filler to recreate that shape, as access at the back was very, very poor. And this is just a standard car body filler. You normally use a pea size of hardener to a golf ball size of actual filler. And you have to mix this in pretty quick as well, because although I've speeded it up, I didn't really do it that quick. But it does go off pretty quickly, especially if it's a warm environment. So I'm just going to need to find that dent with my finger and literally try and avoid that right in there where it says made in England. And just put enough in just to take the dent and produce that curve again, which I seem to have done there. So this was before I had my powder coating equipment, so this is going to be painted, and first of all put some etch primer on the bare metal just to protect it and to make the normal paint stick a lot better. They probably never had this when they was first painted, but as I've got it, I might as well do it. And the inside obviously could get very, very hot with that flame, so I chose a high temperature paint in the colour of black just to put on the inside roof area, so that the normal paint didn't obviously peel off or bubble up. So that's the top dome after a bit of sanding, and it seems to be fine. I did find another couple of small dents there which I filled, as you can see. And all I'm going to do now is just clean the unit down with some panel wipe just to get any grease off and fingerprints or whatever. And again, I'll prime this as well, and we should see that our repair disappears underneath the primer there. So I've chosen red again. As I say, they did make these in different colours, but doing the difficult pieces first. And I've actually taped off the inner black section I sprayed with a heat resistant paint on the top of the inside there. I don't know whether you saw that or not. So all the hard to reach places I get done first. So there we go. I ended up painting the rings white again, and the container I painted gold. Very happy with the way that looks now. Now time to reassemble it. I also highlighted the letters gold as well, so that they do stand out a bit more. So just again inserting these rings very, very carefully, and literally all you've got to do is bend them tabs back in. You can probably do it with your finger. There we go. Looks great. Well pleased with how this turned out. So time to re-put that hinge in. I've got some white grease here. Hopefully that pin will drag the grease through. Just lining it up. Just give it a tap through with a drift. Just making sure not to damage the paint. In goes the burner. And there you go. One restored road light. So that's what we started off with. It was okay, looking a bit sorry for itself, but wanted to turn it into a nice item for probably a man cave or something. Nice easy item to restore for a beginner. And there you go. I'm well pleased with that. Pull the burner out, and this is probably the one and only time that we're ever going to light it, just for this display purpose. There you go, made in England, probably Lincoln County Council. And they would have been lit every night by someone, a lamper or whatever, when they finish their road works, but to keep the road works illuminated. There you go, a little vintage item from the past restored. Hope you've enjoyed that, folks. I enjoyed doing it, and I've still got it now. We use it as a doorstop in the house, so it's a nice remnant from the past, from my childhood. Thanks very much, and we'll see you in the next video. And do check out my other ones, and we'll see you later. Thanks very much, and bye for now.